Man, I felt like Porky Pig just then. Like, but that's all, folks. All right, after that amazing standoff into this series, we find ourselves in the losers match of the fight before Christmas. One of these two players, sadly, is about to be eliminated from our tournament. And spawning in the top right corner of the map, going for a slightly earlier than average pool, it's the pink Zerg player, Acer Scarlett.
The bottom left, Oz, the orange Zerg. Its complexities, Moosegills.
All right, so after this, guys, we have the winners match, Polt versus Kane, and of course the grand finals after that. But yeah, this is not the losers match I was expecting. No disrespect, and I'm not trying to talk down on either Kane or Moosegills, but I was really expecting that to be this match, that we'd have that classic Scarlett versus Polt. We've seen it a million times through Red Bull series, but this is interesting. This suddenly puts a lot more on the line for Scarlett. She's so close to death so soon. Definitely something I don't think she was expecting. But yeah, her earlier pool in this one, not being matched up with Gas just yet, so it could just be for the Lings for the time being.
I find this extra funny because she said it was a cheesy day in the chat.
Yes, actually, yeah. They were discussing, they had a little bit of small talk about how perhaps he should have gotten some tips for Ruff about build orders and counters and whatnot, and Scarlett just said, yeah, it's been a pretty cheesy day. Yeah. So, this is one of those things where you're like, oh, that was foreshadowing! I get that now!
It's just like my AP Lit class. This Overlord will see these Lings. Problem is that, like, you know, this is actually... You gotta go back to the game versus Kane, and I wonder if Moosegills was watching that. But, like, you can't tell if it's a gas until your Overlord gets in there. If your Overlord even gets in there, you really want to, like, maybe sacrifice an Overlord that you forget on top of a hatchery to see if it's gas or not? I don't know. But you're gonna have to react like it's the worst possible scenario when he does pull drones. Just keep this hatchery alive.
I do hope he would. Like, this is the thing I always say. Like, honestly, if you're in waiting, you should be watching the matches. You should be studying and seeing, like, what your opponent's doing, what their mindset looks like. I mean, maybe Scarlett came into this tilted. You don't know, right? But looks like he should be able to hold this now. He's got pretty decent link count. The drones are, of course, a lot of lost mining. He's pretty much got half the income of Scarlett right now, but as soon as this finishes, he just starts mining down here instead. Now, Scarlett didn't pair this up with a Baneling Nest, so it's not like when Kane did this to her, but still, the pressure is certainly on. This is a lot of potential for damage.
Yeah, I think by now Moosegills has been like, okay, it wasn't gas. There aren't any Banelings on the way. I don't have to worry about that. He does see the hatchery go down as well, so he knows that the follow-up all-in won't be
one base
soon. I mean, it won't be one base exactly, so he has a little bit of time, but it is up to the question of, like, I don't know what type of gas she has. So she's gonna have speed faster than me. Does she have speed at all? In this situation, sure, she doesn't. She didn't go for gas at all.
It's either a incredibly silly Ling or one that was trying to dive through and go for some 6 scouting. Not too sure which, but as Scarlett runs back home, she's going to be able to fight with, well, not just 1, but possibly 2 queens. And, I mean, truthfully speaking, queens, they're worth like 5 or 6 Zerglings, as long as they're not focused down right away. So, being able to fight on the ramp against these Lings of Moosegills, she should be okay.
Yeah. And they both throw down their 1 gases around the same exact time. We'll still see if that's actually for speed or not. Sometimes people do skip it in terms of going for faster Roachborn or even like a really fast lair sometimes. That's always a weirder build, but this hatchery should not go down, but of course the weaker you get it, the better if you're going to follow up with an attack later or just, I don't know. I mean, we saw Snoot lose his natural as opposed to his third, which is not likely to happen, but hey, if it's low enough.
It's always possible. As far as this defense goes, though, I mean, neither player has speed. This is the most awkward standoff of all time. Slowling versus Slowling. You're not breaking out as Scarlett. You're not breaking in as Moosegills. It's...
Moosegills, I mean, I guess he's still trying to, like, just kind of... Oh!
It's right she let him go for that surround, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing that Queen popped out. It would have been more of a surround, as silly as it is. The Queen stopped the full surround.
Out of my way.
Yeah, so I guess that's what he was waiting for, and he almost got it, so that was well worth it. I thought it was just maybe posturing, you know, making Scarlett feel a little uneasy. He's gonna get an Overlord, it looks like. Without speed, you can't really do anything about it. Oh, here's what I'm talking about, too. Like, one person goes for speed, the other person just decides to go for just a lair. That's, like, a little bit weird, but it happens.
Well, I think the thing is scary that we have to remember is, if you guys did not see the first series today, it was Kane versus Scarlett. Game number 1 was Scarlett going for Broodlords. And just honestly being a badass.
Really? Wow, I didn't expect to get that Queen without speed.
Really nice pickoff.
And a Scout. Best Lings ever.
Anyways, my point on this was, just real quick, like, Scarlett's got a plan. when it comes to the late game. She knows where she's going with this. And if it ends up being roaches, it's because she planned it to go roaches. If it ends up going broodlords, it's because she planned it to go broodlords. She definitely knows her way around ZVZ. But, didn't quite get a scout on that gas. However, you know, you kind of know with Lair on the way, it was only 1, not 2, so.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll actually able to see the Roche Warren with that, that Overlord.
Yeah, she's got her own Roche Warren on the way. Her Lair might be a little bit later, which I think might not actually turn out to be too big of a difference between speed timings, but goes for burrow really quick. That's interesting.
It is weird. It's a little bit weird. Yeah, usually Roach speed timings have very little effect in the game. You know, there's always possibility you run into roaches, and more roaches, that is, without speed, and you can't retreat, but that's pretty rare. The amount of scouting you can have in ZVZ because Overlords aren't taken care of until Hydras pop out is just too good to let that happen.
Most of the time, but it still does happen sometimes.
It's true. It does.
Well, some cute little micro from Scarlett getting a couple extra hits there on the hatchery, but yeah, she's going to be only able to dance around for a little bit longer. I mean, it's a lot of speedlings coming as the follow-up. There we go.
Yeah. This, I don't know if it's enough still, though. A couple of roaches, just a couple of lings. I think he'll be able to hold on. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. But at the same token, again, this is the roaches sitting at home, not marching across the map to her third. This is with her lings pressuring, kind of a defense at the same time, because Moosegills isn't going to want to abandon this third. It's already at about half health by the time it finishes. If those roaches were to go across the map, he's almost guaranteed to give up his own base.
Wait a minute. Scarlett's getting speed faster. Did Moosegills forget?
Oh, that's actually really interesting. Yeah, Moosegills had his lair done sooner. I kind of assumed it would be a little bit ahead, but you know, you talked about roach speed not really having that much of an impact, but I think it certainly will, because Moosegills is never going to be able to disengage from a fight.
Yeah.
Scarlett's always going to be able to chase him down.
I mean, like, the 30 seconds between, like, it finishing and not finishing is usually not a big deal. If it just never started, obviously that's a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. This is... Oh, I feel like this is just such a big mistake. This is like when you see Protoss players forget extend Thermal Lance. You know it's not done on purpose. It just happens sometimes. At the same time, though, by sacrificing it, he does have a really large roach count. So, I mean, it's not a lot of gas. I know it's not a lot of minerals. I know, but still, it's that extra roach that gets pumped out. Moosegills has got 29 over Scarlett's 15.
Yeah, Nightmare about to pop out, but it looks like he will get the third. He won't be able to retreat, but he does have a big enough roach count for that not to matter, it looks like. I guess she can pick off roaches.
Yeah, because he can't turn around to shoot back. The second he does, she just disengages herself, right? Still, though, roach count has started even up 23 versus 23, and Moosegills can't outrun this. However, just like a little bit better spread, you see 3 Scarlet's roaches in the back just doing absolutely nothing. Well, it's only 1 of Moosegills, but still, she's going to take this fight 18 over 12. 1-1 for both sides, no upgrade advantage one way or the other, but Moosegills now realizing, oh, I don't have roach speed.
Yeah, that suddenly towards the end went a lot worse as reinforcements joined up. So, that's roaches. You don't. Well, you need to build more roaches, but still, like, you obviously don't want to lose roaches when you thought you're gonna have speed. And the counterattack does start. He'll have speed, maybe for this attack, maybe not.
I was realizing Scarlett had canceled Burrow, by the way. Restarts it again. Goes for some tunneling claws.
Oh, maybe she did because the roaches are on the way.
Yeah, the panic mode, getting that extra 100 gas, 100 minerals to roaches, but. The tunneling claws this early is a little interesting. This is something we usually see more around the mid game, usually like, you know, past 150 supply, but it's something that can be incredibly effective. It's going to heal her roaches dramatically and of course give her a lot of potential to sneak away and do some sneaky stuff in the first place.
Yeah, roach speed still not quite done, so these attack roaches are...
You never have this opportunity in CVC, like, ever.
Yeah. Pretty much. It is about to finish right now, and the upgrades are very similar. It is down to, like, Moosegills looks like he's going to go for just pure roach. No upgrades, no tech.
Oh, Moosegills also has no overshoes, by the way.
That's one maybe really good fight, or, like, 3 really good attacks into, like, the main, natural, and main.
That's what I was thinking more, so yeah, she could segment off, like, 4 roaches per mineral line, wait for the attack in the middle of the map, unburrow, and then win.
Whoa, she is banking a lot of money, and the supplies are a little...
Ooh, you know what this might be? I don't know if the injects are getting skipped. Like, there's no queen at the natural. She's got that third queen over here at the third base, so that's a lot of larvae she's missing out on. It suddenly makes a little bit more sense why she's floating that cash, but defending this base is certainly not going to be easy. The first queen's already fallen. Spinecard not quite in position for the fight.
Please stop being so useless.
She pounces on a couple of the roaches, but this kind of exposes her backside as Moosegills gets a nice surround. Yeah, if this gets too hairy, she could just burrow everything, keep all the units alive, give up the actual hatchery itself, but of course she's looking to take this actual fight. Still, 26 roaches over 16, 2-2 on both, or sorry, 2-0 on both sides. This is nothing going well for Scarlett.
No. That was a game-ending mistake, obviously. Like, the game's about to end. She's far too down in supply. Lost the hatch and her army. If she had kept her army, maybe she like does that three-pronged like harass and brings herself back in the game. But losing both, she's gonna be out of it.
She's got the money, but not the larva, and that's the biggest problem at this point. Still, no injects going here at the natural. Only one queen in the main. I mean, this is really unfortunate. It doesn't happen often, but you will see Zerg players die with a lot of money in StarCraft 2, and it's because they can't spend it.
It's the worst way to die. Like.
By the way, Moosegills is sniping off that evolution chamber, takes away that armor upgrade, so now he's going to be ahead 2-1 next time they fight.
Yeah. I mean, what is it? 29 roaches to 17. The only benefit she has is roach tunneling claws, which isn't very helpful in direct engagements, and Moosegills is going to force a direct engagement. He still hasn't been an overseer, so there could be some like really cool burrow micro.
He's got one now.
Oh, okay, it's on its way. Never mind then.
But I mean, yeah, burrowing to heal at the very least, I mean, it's something, but a couple of roaches do manage to slip by the horde of them. I just don't know if this will be enough because she still has to try to hold it home. 2 bases worth of roaches, 29 versus 38. Defender's advantage, I don't know, is going to be enough in this scenario. Again, this is just not that many roaches or that production to carry her through this. That counts as win. Don't forget, it's like 5 over here as well. She doesn't even have the full force of her roaches with her. Moosegills starting to just win out here in the natural base, and Scarlett's going to tap out. GG. Moosegills takes game number 1. Like the day of weird